the segment you have been waiting for.
Oh, TJ.
What do you got?
It's the top 10 powerless
for a moment.
And now it's Brockman's Powerless.
For those watching on the TV feed here, whose body
shame.
is your head on top of right there?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Probably some AI.
Because that ain't you.
Here's the deal, everybody. No, I work out. Here's the thing. Everyone loves power rankings. I need more. The steroid era. We love the steroid era. Power. No, TJ. Everything's top. No, I want to give you the bottom. We did this last year. The bottom 10 going into the year. Way too early, right? Way too early powerless rankings. The bottom 10. Now, last year we did this on June 20th.
Early.
Okay? Of those 10 that I told you, 5 ended up drafting in the top 10 this year. It's 50% hit rate. That's good, Andrew.
Yeah.
Look at you.
That's more than Hall of
Past
Fame.
performance not necessarily indicative of
That's
future
greatest
gain.
of all
However,
time.
that
Let's
is a
do
return.
it. Here we go. 2025 way too early powerless rankings, number 23.
Ooh.
Because I'm a big fan, and they love me down in South Florida, the Miami Dolphins. I don't know how good they are.
You have them at 23.
Yeah, 23 overall.
They could be lower.
I don't know how good they are. Yeah, I'm with you. They got all kinds of issues. They're not going to have a tight end soon. He's going to get traded. Their coach is definitely on the hot seat. I don't care what anyone says.
I think he is, yeah. And I think, look, I was banging the drum on the Dolphins last year as well. Like, you don't necessarily have to pay Tua. Maybe I would wait. Now, if they're losing a lot of big pieces here. And they're in transition, let's put it that way, but still trying, we think, to win.
I think.
It'll be an interesting season.
Not sure. Number 24, Carolina Panthers. I think they're going to be better, but they're in a tough spot, and they have a tough schedule. I don't know how much they actually have around Bryce Young, but I like his development, and I think he's improved.
Go watch the Panthers video they tweeted out yesterday behind the scenes on draft day with the trade talks with the Rams about the 8th overall pick, with the Rams trying to move up, and then the Panthers taking Ted McMillan. It's a good watch. Go watch.
Number 25, the Raiders. They're only here. I love what they did this offseason. I love getting Geno. I love Ashton Genty. I love Pete. They're in a really tough division, and they're clearly 4th in that division, so they could be picking in the top 10 this year. It's going to be fun. They're going to be improved. I just don't know how much. Number 26, we talked about him yesterday. It's the Tennessee Titans, but I do think Cam Ward is going to be the guy there, and I think he's going to be a really good player.
May I interject? I'm surprised you have them this high.
The Titans?
At 26.
Well, you want to know why? Because they have a better quarterback than the rest of these teams, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Cam Ward's better than all these other quarterbacks. Number 27, the Jets. They stink. They've stunk for 50 years, and they're going to continue to stink. I don't care who the quarterback is. It's because of ownership.
They will surprise you this year.
And how bad they are?
Nope. Other way around.
Got it.
You will have content with the normal host of this appropriately named show.
And the Jets are only above this team because last year when the Jets had this quarterback, who I assume will be the quarterback of the next team I'm going to tell you.
Week 1.
They won 5 games.
Okay.
28's the Steelers. They're not good. They're going to be pretty bad, and they really need to be bad. They need to bottom out and start over.
Can I interest you in a Will Howard, Justin Fields Week 1 matchup?
I think Will Howard should just start all the games.
I agree. If it isn't Aaron, it should be Will Howard.
Number 29, the Colts. They don't have a quarterback either, and they're in rough shape.
Who is their quarterback?
It's either Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson.
I know that. I'm asking you which one.
It has to be Anthony Richardson because you've invested draft capital and you've waited patiently for this guy to blossom. They should just run the tush push every play with Anthony Richardson. They couldn't stop. Number 30, Andrew, I apologize to you personally. We're close friends, and I love you dearly. It's the Cleveland Browns. They have 5 quarterbacks, which means you really have none. And you're going to tell us how cool Shador is. But, again, I don't know. Do it in the NFL. Do it not against Big 12 competition.
Here's where I would push back, regardless of who the quarterback is. Really, pick one.
Tough division, tough schedule.
Tough division, very tough schedule. They are getting back to the 2020-2021 offense.
Which I like. Obviously,
they're going to run the stinking football. The O-line, fingers crossed, stays healthy. Mike Bloomgren, keep an eye. Remember that name? The former Rice head coach, former NFL assistant Bill Callahan was an O-line coach with Stanford when Andrew Luck, when they were running power 18 straight times, right?
Yeah.
they're going to run the stinking ball with Quinshon, with Dylan Sampson, with Jerome Ford. And they are going to keep that defense off the field where they're not going to have to be on the field for 70 snaps a game. And I don't know that they're getting back to the number 1 overall defense, although that guy could have a huge say in it, Myles Garrett. But I think the JOK loss is huge. The defense will take enough of a step back towards what we saw in 2023 that this team is better than you.
I hope I'm wrong. Again, 50% of these teams are going to be picking in the top 10, not 100%.
Well, the Browns could with the Jaguars.
Remember last year? So last year at 31, I had the Commanders, and they worked out.
Yeah.
They worked out
How'd
pretty
that
good
work
last
out?
year. They worked out pretty good. It's June 4th.
Okay.
31. You think I'm going to go one way? I'm zagging. I'm going to say the Saints. They're in a better division than the 32 team. Schedule not as difficult. Again, no quarterback. Could be in the running for first overall. If they are first overall, Arch Manning will come out and he will take over the team that his grandfather led way back in the day. Number 32, they have the toughest schedule in the NFL, and everybody's on the hot seat. They have no quarterback. It's the New York Football Giants, and that is your powerless ranking.
You really think the Giants are the worst team in the NFL?
They're really bad. I don't think Russ is good. Jameis is super cool, and he's fun. And he's a good quote, and he plays entertaining games.
Love him.
But he doesn't win games.
Yep.
And then they have a rookie that, people are confused and conflicted on if he should have been a first-round pick or not, and if he was just kind of a system guy with Lane at Ole Miss. And then, they have a cool player. Malik Neighbors is awesome. But other than that, who do they have?
Tyrone Tracy, I like. They drafted well on defense last year. No, I don't know. It's an interesting one. I wouldn't have pegged them as the worst team, but I could see the argument. I mean, they did pick 4th overall.
Yeah. They've been in the top
3rd overall.
They've been picking in the top 10 for a while. Last year in this spot, I had the Patriots, and they were 4th overall. So
catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.